Today, gaming with your friends has never been easier. You just hop online, message your friends, and then wait 4 hours for them to get online. But back in the day to play with your friends, it was a little more complicated. Sure, playing with one other friend, you just needed a second controller. But if you wanted to play with more than one friend, you had to jump through some hoops. That's right. Today, we're talking about the multi-tap. Back in the early days of gaming, consoles typically only came with 2 controller ports. So if you had one friend that wanted to play games with you, no problem, just needed the extra controller. But if there was a 4-player game you wanted to play with more of your friends to jump in on the fun, you would kind of bum out of luck. And that was the case until 1990 when Nintendo came out with their own device letting you plug into 4 controllers. They called it the 4-score. At this point, this was great, because now your only problem was having enough controllers to play or having friends at all. The funny thing about the 4-score is that Nintendo came out with another version of it that was Bluetooth technically. It used an infrared thing to make it work, but didn't work very well. Now, Nintendo had their fun with the 4-score for about 10 years, and when the year 2000 came around, PlayStation released their own version, and they called it the multi-tap. Man, you get me talking about the PlayStation 1 era, getting 4 friends around the television, plugging into the multi-tap, playing some Crash Team Racing? Woo! See, the great thing about the multi-tap is that it was easily portable at the time. So as long as somebody in your friend group had it, all they had to do was pack it in their backpack, bring it over to the house, and you were in for a big old night of pizza, Mountain Dew, and gaming. Now, it was about 4 years later when the PlayStation 2 came out and was all the craze that they updated and came out with a new version of the multi-tap, which this thing looked gorgeous along with the PlayStation 2. It looked like a mini PlayStation 2. Now, a quick fun fact about the PlayStation 2's multi-tap is you could plug in 2 of those things and play up to 8-player video games. Yes, they existed back then. Now, back in the early 2000s, it felt like a privilege to have a multi-tap. They costed around $20, which was pretty substantial for a device in the early 2000s that just gave you the opportunity to play up to 4 players, not including the fact you would have to buy 2 more controllers. Which is why I bring up the fact that as long as you had one person in your friend group that had a multi-tap, you were set. I feel like nowadays we take advantage of the fact of how easy we have it when it comes to Bluetooth controllers, like hooking up 8 Joy-Cons to one little Nintendo Switch, or the fact that it's just so easy to get online to play with our friends without even needing anything like this. Because of the multi-tap, I have some of the most unforgettable memories with my friends, and now you know what the multi-tap is. So, if you enjoyed that, remember to like and follow for more.